Question 2. AB is a chord of the circle. TA and TB are tangents to the circle. We need to work out the size of angle X. Okay, so using our circle theorems, we know that any tangents to a circle that meet at a point are going to be equidistant. So I'm going to start by saying that. So tangents from a point are equidistant. Okay, now change the colour of that. Okay, so we know tangents from a point are equidistant, so that means that TA equals TB. So let's write that down. TA must be equal to TB. Just going to point out that you have to explain the circle theorem that you are using. Okay, so I know that TA is equal to TB, and that also tells me that TAB, the angle TAB, must be equal to the angle TBA. Okay, because this must be an isosceles triangle. Okay, so I'll say therefore TAB is equal to TBA. So that means that this must also be equal to X. So if that's equal to X, I know the sum of the angles in a triangle are going to be 180 degrees. So that tells me that 2x plus 38 is equal to 180 degrees, which means that 2x is going to be equal to 180 take away 38, which is equal to 142 degrees, and therefore x is equal to half of 142 degrees, which is 71 degrees. Okay, in part B, so the diagram shows a circle with centre O. C and D are points on the circumference. COE is a straight line, and DE is a tangent. We need to work out the size of angle Y, and we need to show our working. Okay, so first of all, the triangle COD is isosceles. So isosceles. Okay, and we know that because CO and OD, both of those are radii for the circle. Okay, which means they're going to be equal length. Which means that if that is 25 degrees, then CDO must be equal to 25 degrees as well. Okay, so that there is going to be 25 degrees. Okay, so because this is an isosceles triangle, we now know that angle COD must be equal to 180 take away these two angles, which is 50, so 180 take away 50, which is 130 degrees. Okay, so I know this angle here is 130 degrees. Okay, now since COE is a straight line, then EOD and COD must sum to 180 degrees. So that means that DOE, angle DOE, must be equal to 180 take away 130, which is equal to 50 degrees. Okay, so that there is going to be 50 degrees. Okay, now because ED is a tangent to the circle and it meets the radius OD, then this here must be a right angle. So I'm saying, I'll type this, I'm saying that a tangent meets the radius at 90 degrees. Okay, so the tangent meets the radius at 90 degrees. So we can say, well, that tells me, I'll come over here, so therefore ODE is equal to 90 degrees. Okay, so now I know that this angle is 50 degrees, this angle is 90 degrees. I can work out y, because the angles in a triangle sum to 180. So y must be equal to 180 take away 50 plus 90, which is 140. So angle y must be equal to 40 degrees. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I'll see you next time.